Well, in this third video, I'm going to continue with the same object, able539, just to demonstrate the functions that these groups of controls at the top of the eyepiece allow us to do. And in fact, what they provide us with is complete access at all times to the entire stack of subs. So I can demonstrate this by clicking on this button, which is going to take us right to the start of the stack. And that's what the starter stack looks like. So this is essentially the first sub. You just go back to the end of the stack so you can see the effective stacking. So we go back to the start there. If I click on the stack button here, it's actually a toggle, and it gives me access to the individual subs. So here's the first sub, which is identical to the stack, of course, at that point. But then by clicking on these individual numbers here, I can get access to all of the subs that made it into the stack. I can go in groups of 2 or backwards or whatever in this sort of way. Jump to the last one, for instance, which actually is another object entirely. Okay, we can make this a little bit easier by animating the set of subs. So this is just stepping through all of the subs, and we can see lots of problem cases already, and there's something flying through the middle. So this is very much maybe a worst case scenario. It's just another collection from the other night. You can make this a little bit faster if you wish, so you can actually see the kind of movement in there, or slower. This is quite useful for being able to do a quick identification of any problem cases. It means you don't need to spot them exactly as they're coming in. We can be a few subs behind during a live session and just clear out the problem cases as we go along. Now, how do we do that? Well, what we do, for instance, if I want to remove this sub, just click on it there once the number's in the central thing here, and that removes it from the stack. And if I've made a mistake there, I can just click again and reincorporate it into the stack. So that makes it very easy to essentially just to manipulate the entire stack at any point. It also means that it's possible to diagnose tracking errors, for instance, and I'll show you later how we can turn on the hot pixel, turn off the hot pixel removal to be able to see the hot pixels and see the way they move around and animate that and see the potential tracking problems we might be suffering from. We can also use this to see the stack building up. So if I go back to the beginning again and just animate this, we can see the stack building up in front of us. And that's useful for knowing whether we've reached the point of diminishing returns, whether it's time to move on to another object, or whether there's more detail to be gained from the current object.